And on the mound for the Eagles, number 20, Ben Medley.
It's amazing, I'm the reason everybody tired of this feeling. I'm exhausted, barely breathing, holding on to what I believe in. No, you never take that from me. My rain is falling.
Welcome back to Game 3 of this matchup in Waleska, Georgia, here with Reinhardt University taking on the Bluefield University Rams. First pitch strike here from Ben Medley. Vega, you're starting, kicking us off with a line drive straight to Nash Kroll. Will be the first out of this third game here. Dalton, your second baseman here. After a wild game, game 2 here, going into 12 innings. Reinhardt takes the second game, 11-10. You really want to see how Bluefield University responds to this game. Already down 2 in the series. Count 0-2, 1 out. Ball 1 for Ben Medley. Ball 2, count 2-2. Fouled off from Dalton, staying live in this at bat here. Count still 2-2. Ball a little bit outside. Count full here. Strike 3 there for Medley. Dalton seemed to not agree with that third strike right there.
Number 27, Medina.
As he started to take his trot down to first for ball 4. Now Medina up to bat here. Counted for 2 home runs on 5 RBIs last game. Heck of a game for him. Ball 1 from Medley. Half swing there from Medina. Count 1-1. Ground ball there. Marciero Allen there. Shortstop for the throw to first. Nash Kroll gathering up. Great start to this game 3 from Reinhardt here. We will be right back with the bottom of the first.
Reinhardt. Third baseman number 10, Jared Hurley.
On the mound here for the Bluefield Rams is Bryce Dees, the freshman left-handed pitcher, on his 11th appearance for the Rams this season, sporting a 5.08 ERA. And then Jared Burney, heck of a season for him, heck of a day for him, kicking off the Reinhardt Eagles, leading off for us today.
And you spoke a little bit about kind of the response from Bluefield, how will they respond after this game. But I felt like their response coming from game one was really solid. I mean, the way that Reinhardt was kind of just all over him in that one, and then for them to be able to come out, especially offensively, and perform the way that they did, definitely a little bit deflating to be on the wrong side of the ledger of that one.
I mean, even if they was to get one win out of this 3-game series, is that enough to boost some confidence? I was able to take down Reinhardt in the 3rd game of our series.
To a point, it has to mean something,
Absolutely.
right? Because it's a win against the 8th-ranked team in the country, so it's definitely something. A feather in your cap gives you a little bit of confidence when you talk about the conference tournament, but I mean, you just feel like you let one get away.
You talk about the day Jared Burney has, and he kicks us off right there with a nice, easy ground ball up the middle for a nice base hit. He's on first. Now you got Tucker Zadunik up here, your former All-American, 2-run home run last game. Accounted for 6 out of the 15 hits in the last game. I really want to see him continue to get better going into next week against CIU and then going into the tournament.
And Reinhardt, they definitely want to try to start fast in this game. They were in a bit of a tit for tat early in the matchup in the last game against Bluefield. It was a team would score here, another team would score here, and Reinhardt kind of just wants to jump out on them early. And that's what they normally do when they have close calls, especially at home. We saw that in their series against Johnson a few weeks ago.
I really want to see Reinhardt here I want to see him have that big inning that they always have, but I really want to see him fill in some of those goose eggs that you see. Last game there was 4 innings straight where Reinhardt was shut out to 0, but then they got to put up a 5 spot, then you put up a 3 spot, and then you put up a goose egg, a goose egg, a goose egg, a goose egg. I really want to see him get some runners in and even just score 1 and fill those goose eggs with 1, 2, as well as still continue to have that big inning they always have. Tucker Zadunik here, count 2 and 2, fouled a couple off here. Filled up count here. Take base hit ball 4 there. You love to see the dynamic duo of Burney and Zadunik. You love to see them starting off right. Both on first and second. You got a big at bat from Dylan Lewis, who didn't have a great day in the first game, but has continuously shown himself as one of the best hitters in this entire season, best hitters in the country.
And the expectations that we have now for Dylan Lewis are incredible. We talk about him not really having a great day, and he still went 2 for 6. And for him, the standard that he set so far this year, that's a pedestrian day for him. So that's a big credit to the kind of year that he's been able to have. Pitcher on the mound for Bluefield is a true freshman. I mean, a freshman being thrust into this situation, going up against one of the better lineups in the country, definitely in a tall order for such a young player.
especially like, we always talk about you either live up to it, rise to the occasion, or are you going to let your, and I hate to say like immature mind, but maybe underdeveloped mind, inexperienced mind take over, or are you going to jump at the opportunity to potentially be the one to take down a team like Reinhardt University? That's that danger zone right there. Vega going to backpedal and be able to take care of that one.
That was a good job there by the Rams, and you just said it, that danger zone, kind of the shallow center field where we saw them on more than one occasion have a few different players tracking the ball and miscommunication or whatever the case may be, and it just dropping in between them. So kind of needed to tighten the screws. That game was very close. It was decided by just 2 runs, not even 2 runs. It was decided by 1 run in the 11th. And Bluefield had 4 errors. Imagine if they don't have those errors, where they could have been in that game.
And you talk about that 1 run that decided that guy's game. Adrian Vargas is up to bat here. Had the game-winning run in the last game. You really want to see him be able to put the ball in play here and continue that momentum that he started last game.
And every time we do a game, we talk about the importance of the team that Reinhardt is playing being able to jump out against them early because of their potency offensively. Well, some of that pressure is now on Reinhardt in this one, especially with the way that we saw Bluefield perform offensively in the second game of this series.
Absolutely. The Bluefield Rams had 4 guys go hit home runs, 2 guys who went 2 home runs, both 2-run home runs, and you really gotta to be able to put the ball in play if you're Reinhardt University to be able to keep up with how consistent this offense from the Rams are. It's a shot in the center. It's gathered up. Bernie and Zadunik are going to get held at first and second.
Number 30, Nash Kroll.
Nash Kroll up to bat here. The game-winning hit in the previous game coming off. Didn't have a great day. I think he was 2 for 5, 2 for 6 on the last game. But when it mattered, he was there. Big swing from Kroll. Count 0-1. 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Fouled off the right side over the Bluefield dugout into the evergreens. Fouled off, count still 0-2. Very aggressive at the plate from Nash Kroll. Big shot into left center. That is. And he continues that momentum. That is a shot from Nash Kroll right there. A 3-run home run over that left center wall. And he knew it. You've seen the bat flip. You've seen it all. He knew as soon as he hit it that was it. That was going to be hit for him. So Reinhardt takes a 3-0 lead at the bottom of the first. Love to see it. We always talk about the way Reinhardt can score in bunches, and this is one of those situations right there. We're going to go ahead and kick off this game. with a nice 3-run home run from Nash Kroll. Marciero Allen up to bat now, the switch hitter, middle infielder who has had a really good season this year. Been able to, it's one of those guys that Burton has brought in to, to help this offense out, especially help this defense out as well. Going to start out his at bat, 1-1, 2 outs.
And Allen's just added just another dimension to this team offensively, another guy that Coach Burton can trust in any given moment, any given situation. And it's been kind of those guys, Marciero Allen, Jamel Ruckert, who's on deck. Talk about Adrian Vargas, Luis Mendoza, those guys who, in addition to the core that we're used to seeing from Reinhardt, those have been the guys that have really made them the team that they are today.
Marciero Allen will strike out looking there. That will finish off the first inning of today's Game 3 matchup between Rams and the Eagles. We'll be right back to start the second inning. We're back to start the second inning. Ben Medley on the mound for us. Jocelyn, who had a home run last game, is up to bat. We'll see if they can get something started for Bluefield Rams here. Big swing from Jocelyn, 0-1. Big swing. Jocelyn up to the plate, attacking the baseball off of Ben Medley. Count 0-2. Ben Medley's going to sit him down there. You love the confidence coming off of Ben Medley in this Game 3 here.
You can't ask for a better start to the outing for him. And there's been times he's been a little bit up and down throughout the year, but there have been times when he's at his best that he is a very difficult pitcher to take on. And fans of the Eagles definitely hoping for the good side of Ben Medley in this game, especially as this season winds down going into the postseason.
Absolutely. You love to see the way he starts this game, especially coming down to the wire in these next couple of weeks. You really want to get Ben Medley started and get him riding high going into these next couple of weeks. Got ball one and then a big swing from Aristy. Count 1-1.
Another thing to watch for, you talk about Bluefield potentially trying to bounce back, but I mean, is the wind taken out of their sails after losing a game like that?
It's definitely a morale killer because you come into that first game, high and riding it all the way, being able to put those innings together and those big hits. We talk about those big hits. Seal coming up to bat now had 2 home runs last game, two-run home runs, and if you're coming in this last game, it's like, man, would it matter if we won or lost now? And you hope you don't think that way. You really want to come out here and you still want to win. Count 1-1, 2 outs. for Seal at the plate here. Ball put in play. Marciera out at short. Throw first. Collected by Nash Cole. And we're on to back to Reinhardt University for the offense. Up 3-0. Resuming here at the bottom of the second, Jamel Rooker, your outfielder for the Reinhardt Eagles, going to take his first at bat of the game. Big strike one from Breeze. Excuse me, Dees.
And Rooker is another guy we talk about, Jacob Prophet, a lot when it comes to aggressiveness as a base runner and speed. Jamel Rooker's another guy. If he is just able to get on base, he can make life really difficult for an opposing club.
Count 1-2. D starting out ahead in the count now, even to a count 2-2. You really want to see him bounce back from the first inning that he had, giving up a 3 spot to Reinhardt in the very first outing. Rooker with a little check swing there, filled up the count.
Also, just great plate discipline by Rooker as well. We've seen that time and time again throughout this year. Not a guy that's going to beat himself out there. Somebody who's not going to be an easy out.
Rooker's going to take ball 4 there. You just mentioned the danger of a speedster like Jamel Rooker on first base. With no outs, the aggression that he can put on a field. Right behind him, another guy that's just the same way, who's a danger when it comes to getting on base, Jacob Prophet. And just like that, a bunt put down the first baseline. Jacob Prophet, your speedster, all the way down the line. He's safe at first. It's a base hit to start out the game for Jacob Prophet.
It's about as perfect of a bunt as you'll ever see, too. That was just perfectly laid down by Jacob Prophet. And we've seen him do that throughout this year as well. Able to use his speed.
Love the call from Burton on there. Putting down a nice bunt moving Jamel Rooker over. Now he's in scoring position, sitting at second base.
With your backstop, Dylan Martin at the plate, maybe your two most athletic base runners on the field right now.
That's back-to-back bunts right there to put up bases loaded. An awesome bunt right there. Two back-to-back awesome bunts from the Reinhardt Eagles, Prophet, and your backstop there. Lance Dockery, one of your consistent guys who's also one of your a very fast, confident guy. You know, designated run for your catcher here. And you're back at the top of your lineup. Bases loaded with Jared Burney up to bat. If you are Bluefield here, what is going through your mind facing Jared Burney at the plate with bases loaded?
You have to just take it one pitch at a time, especially if you're the man on the mound. You can't put yourself in the thought process of the bases are loaded and you have to try to get 3 outs in one play. Very unlikely, something that doesn't happen often. You just have to take it one pitch at a time, remain calm, remain steady, and give yourself a chance because you know you have an offense that's capable of matching the total that Reinhardt has. You've seen the way that your offense is played all year long. So just stay in the game, give yourself a chance.
Ball put in play from Burney there. He missed it. Jared Burney's going to have a base hit there with an RBI from Jamel Rooker.
And another critical mistake by Bluefield. A team like Reinhardt, again, so talented, up and down their lineup, so many great players. The last thing you can do is help them beat you because they're not going to beat themselves. So you can't allow them the chance to receive help from your team as well.
And we always talk about how much can a routine play be routine. It takes very little to make a routine play not so routine and not so easy. And to me, and I think most would agree, a ground ball like that to first base should be routine.
Should be,
and
absolutely.
With the stress of this game, already putting up 3 the first, bases loaded, you're riding high right now, your nerves are up and down. And those are mistakes that will cost you. Now you got Tucker Zadunik, who hit a home run the last game, now has bases loaded.
And again, that's just something that cannot happen if you're Bluefield trying to win this game, trying to make your mark, send shockwaves throughout the country. The margin between winning and losing is so slim.
Line drive from Zadunik straight to Dalton, the second baseman. Will be the first out of this outing for the Reinhardt Eagles.
Gonna tell me this is too West Coast.
You really want D's mentally, again, just stay connected, stay in the fight, don't trail off mentally, because when you do that, especially with a team like this, all hope is lost once you take yourself out the game mentally. So you really just have to try to maintain a positive outlook, maintain a good mindset throughout this one.
Bryce D's here, heading the count 0-2, 1 out. Dylan Lewis at the plate here. Now you got your speeds to Prophet. Pass ball from the catcher. It's an easy stand-up score for Prophet right there.
And I can see him start to get a little bit rattled here. You know, it's different when you see a group on paper, you see their averages, you see their stats, and you say, wow, that's a really solid team that you're about to play. It's different when you're face-to-face with it, right? When it's in living color, it's in the flesh, you can touch them, you can feel them. That's such a different feeling, a different mindset.
Is this where the inexperience of him being a freshman and coming in and maybe this being his 11th appearance, is this where a lot of his inexperience comes in to a game like this? Being able to calm down and dial in and just do the little things. Throw some strikes, throw the ball over the plate, give your team a chance here.
But to answer your question, you would have to think so. Like, this is where that inexperience comes in, because when you have experience, you know sort of that place you need to go to within yourself to be able to bounce back. And when you're not used to having those type of situations, especially against talented teams like Reinhardt, then it may be hard for you to feel comfortable in those situations. And when you're not comfortable in those situations, bad things tend to happen.
We had Dylan Lewis there with a ground ball to Aristi, the third baseman. A good heads-up play from Aristi. Was able to take that ground ball and save a run at home plate. He was able to tag Lance Dockery out at home plate to save a run, keep it from getting to 6. And Adrian Vargas right here, up to bat, he's a really good day. We talked about earlier. He had his game-winning run. Count 1-2 here, 2 outs. Runner on first and third. Safe. Jared Burney, good steal home, a heads-up play. It looks like some trickery there. You know, I've seen it before where the runner at first goes to takes off and falls and takes the distraction from the pitcher, and you got the man from third that's going to score. Jared Burney, a speedster guy, was able to get a hand right underneath your catcher there to go ahead and take 6.
And how many teams would even have the confidence to try to pull something like that off?
Reinhardt University. If you're riding that high, especially being as ranked as high as you are, and as good as this team can be, and as good as this team is, you've got to have that confidence. You got to be able to sell it. You got to be able to perform as I got to say. And they were able to score that run at home plate there. Ball in the dirt there from Dees. Count 3-1, 2 outs. Ball 4 there from Vargas. We'll take his base at first.
And that is first baseman number 30. That's Roll.
You see Bluefield have a few of these mound visits in this series. Is this more of a refocus, lock in, and get the last out type of visit, or is this more of a pitching change decision?
Well, this one right here is going to be a pitching change decision. You see number 25 there, taking his trot from the bullpen.
And it just never really felt like Dees was comfortable.
That is Brent Bowler, the junior right-hander. On his 16th appearance today, sporting a 10.80 ERA.
But it just never really felt like Dees was comfortable in this game. He just, once that momentum started going the wrong way, it just seemed like he got a little bit rattled in there, and it was going to be hard for him to try to get it back on track.
In games like this, you have to come out dialing in. You have to be able to put the ball, place it where it's called, and to be able to pitch with confidence. And in 2 innings, you give it up 6. It's always going to be hard to bounce back from a situation like that.
And you either have to come out dialed in, or in a situation where you don't really have that in you, you need to be able to find a way to get to that place mentally to where you calm down, refocus, and allow yourself the room to bounce back. And he'll learn that as his career goes on, definitely, and he gets in more situations, and he'll be able to understand what that means. just such an uphill battle going up against a battle-tested team like Reinhardt.
Absolutely. And like you said, the more he experiences situations like that, the better he's going to get at them as the season goes on. Resuming play here, Brent Byler, the junior pitcher, going to come in with 2 outs. Got runners on first, second, and Nash Kroll up to bat. And not a great start here to his very first pitch to a batter. Nash Kroll's going to take it off the shoulder.
And not great is really putting it lightly. That's probably, outside of giving up a home run, as bad of a start to your outing as you can have. You definitely don't want to give up a free base there and load the bases yet again for Reinhardt.
Absolutely. So you really want to see how he goes about this situation. It's not very confidence building for your first pitch to be high and tight on a batter. And Marcio Allen, who now we talked about him being a switch hitter, was on base earlier, hitting right-handed. Now he's hitting left-handed for Reinhardt. Big swing from him, fouled off over the Reinhardt dugout. So Marcio with a big opportunity here to score a run. You got bases loaded, 2 outs. Marcio Allen right there. Shortstop Dalton with a sliding stop was able to keep the ball in front of him. Tried to get the out at first. Marcio Allen, your speedster, all the way down the line, going to be safe at first. And then Medina with a throw to home plate. Seal not able to stop the ball. Going to score 1 at least. Could have caught our base runner in a pickle down here. Throw was on time. Just wasn't a great throw from your first baseman there to home plate. Ball got passed, scored another run. Then you got Marcio Allen standing up on second base.
And when it rains, it pours. The mistakes just compounding on top of each other for Bluefield right now. Just one after another, mistake after mistake. And definitely unfortunate to see that with the way that they played in the previous game. But they haven't really done themselves any favors in this one.
You got to find a way to stop the bleeding here.
And there's 2 outs on the board, so they don't really have to do too much to do it. Just need to get 1 more out to finish the inning.
That out can come from anywhere. You just need to conceal that. You need to stop the bleeding here. Big strike from Byler right there. 1-2 count, 2 outs. Got runners on second and third in scoring position. Ball in the dirt, 2-2 count. Line drive up the middle from Rooker. He will score 2. Cole scores from third, and Allen scores from second. Reinhardt continues their big inning in the second, up 10-0.
And these are the explosive innings we talked about. When Reinhardt is able to get their bats clicking, they're getting everything going, getting stolen bases, making plays from all over the field. Plenty of guys able to contribute This is when this team is at their best, and this is why they're going to be dangerous come May.
Profit there with a hard ground ball to Vega, your shortstop. And Bluefield able to come out of this inning, giving up a 7 spot in the second, down 10-0. Now with their bats, they're not out of this game. You know, they have the ability to score runs. So we will definitely be able to see how they respond here when we come back for the top of the third. Back at it again here at the top of the third. Ben Medley having a great day on the mound. Guerrero, your right fielder, coming up swinging. Going to foul one off to the backstop. Count 0-1. Fouled off to the right side. Guerrero, they're going to get sat down.
Brings up the center fielder. Number 1, deadlock.
And you just need one person to try to get the momentum going in your direction. Who's going to be that guy? Who's going to be the person to get the ball rolling for you? Because this isn't the same team that we saw a few moments ago.
Absolutely not. I mean, the swings that they're taking at the plate are aggressive. Man, this is a totally different game than what we just saw. You got to have somebody that's going to be able to light that spark, to spark something off to where you can build that morale in that Bluefield dugout. Ball one for Medley, 2 outs. Check swing from there from Bisaker. Count 2-0. Big swing there. Strike 2 from Medley. Count 2-2, 2 outs. Count filled up. Ball 4 from there. Bicycle is going to be your first runner on base for the day. Vega, you're top of your lineup coming up here. Vega had a great day. Was intentionally walked in our last game, the last inning, because of how electric he is to start this game off. Really want to see if he's able to light this spark here. Count 1-0. Ball in the dirt there from Medley. Count 2-0. Swing from Vega there was fouled off into your backstop here, so we'll take a minute while Coach Burton checks on him, and we'll be right back. After a quick check-in with Martin here, our backstop will resume play. Big swing from Vega. Count 2-2. There's 2 outs. Bizaker on first. Fouled off to the right side from Vega. Hot fly in the left field, in the center field, excuse me. Brooker's going to gather that. And Medley, another great pitched inning there. Will keep the Bluefield Rams to 0. We'll move to the bottom of the third. Resuming player here in the bottom of the third, Dylan Martin. With a big swing there, going to go down 0-1. Byler, your pitcher, Brent Byler, came into a rough start in the last inning. Came into a rough spot in the last inning with a big inning from the Reinhardt Eagles, putting up 7 in the second. You really want to see him dial in here.
And part of that is just turning the page on what happened in that inning. You don't want to dwell on it. It happened. You can't do anything about it.
Right field fly from Martin. Going to be gathered.
Now, of course, and this doesn't just go for him, it goes for their whole entire staff. Things would be a lot easier for you if you had a little bit more assistance from your players defensively. It's been on too many occasions throughout this series this weekend. We've seen Bluefield mess up on routine plays, make several different mistakes, 4 errors in a game a few minutes ago that they lost by 1 run. Like, you can't have that many mistakes if you're going to compete against the caliber of team that Reinhardt is.
Back to the top of our lineup. 1 out, Jared Burney. Line drive to left field side from Burney. He's going to go for 2. Be a stand-up double for Burney. He's had an awesome day today. And what a time for his bat to become hot as it is right now.
You can't ask for much more out of him than what he's given you throughout this series, and in particular these last 2 games. Reinhardt's already up by 10 runs, and they're threatening to make this go into historic territory depending on how these next few innings go. And the morale for Bluefield, you can just see it, the look on the faces of their players. They don't really seem into it at this point. It's more of just trying to get through the game. They don't really believe that they can win, and that wasn't the way that they looked in the last game. You really saw a lot of confidence. You could hear their dugout constantly chirping. Even when they went down 8-3, they were still very into the game. And that just hasn't been the case in this one.
Well, I mean, I can give you give a lot to that to the Reinhardt Eagles here. Putting up 3 and 7 and putting up 10 runs, and you're only in the 3rd inning, is very hard to confidently come back from. And this duo right here between Burney and Zadunik, your first 2 batters of both games, has put up just terrific numbers against these Bluefield Rams.
Of course, that'll go a long way towards you feeling like you can't win, or you believing that it's not possible with the way that Reinhardt has played. They've been absolutely sensational.
Hard ground ball from there from Zadunik, a fielder's choice for the pitcher there to go after Jarrett Burney and take that lead runner out.
A smart, savvy play there, and they're going to need more of that. They're going to need to be able to make those kind of smart plays in situations like that. Far too often in this game, they have not made those kind of decisions.
Big shot there from Dylan Lewis. You can go ahead and assume that's gone. That's out of there. Straightaway center. That's 400 feet to the center field line, and that is what we like from Dylan Lewis right there. He is just a magnificent hitter when it comes to that. 15 home runs already in the season. That makes 16 from him. He now ties Nash Kroll to leading home runs here.
And what more is there to say about the season that Dylan Lewis is having, right? even in a game like the last game or in this game, you started this game 0 for 2. It's, man, what's going on with Dylan Lewis? And then big time home run there. Reinhardt just continuing to pour it on. That's a shot with 2 outs on the board. Definitely another demoralizing play there.
The explosiveness that you see from Dylan Lewis, just the ball coming off the bat there. Hasn't had a great day, but situations like this where you just see how hot he can get.
But let's face it, his not great days are days that a lot of players around the country would give anything for. That's just, again, the standard that he set for himself for this season.
That's the expectation we see from Dylan Lewis, though. How good of a hitter he is. And you always expect Dylan Lewis to be a part of that lineup. You can't not have Dylan Lewis a part of the lineup, and especially in that sitting in that 3 spot. Vargas with a shot to left center. It's going to be gathered from the left fielder. That'll continue into the 4th. Reinhardt 12, Bluefield 0.
Your score, 3.
Resuming play here at the top of the 4th. Ben Medley, who's had a great game so far. Really want to see him continue to build as the innings go by. Line drive there into left field.
And first baseman, number 27, Medina.
Your first baseman, number 27, Medina. Big day from him. 2 home runs in the last game. Accounted for, I believe, 5 or 6 RBIs. You really want to see him continue to build on that as the game goes by. With a runner on first base. We talk about wanting somebody to start that spark. Base hit from your leadoff batter here. Medina coming up to bat here.
And that was the first hit that Bluefield's had since the first inning. So maybe that is what they need.
And then we continue to talk about it. Medina coming out with a base hit right there. So that's 2 base hits back to back from the Bluefield Rams. And you got to be able to build on that. Joslin also had a home run in the last game. Got 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position. You got to be able to cut away at this lead that this Reinhardt Eagles have put up. Inside fastball from Medley there. Strike 1. Count 1-1. Outside pitch there from Medley. Count 2-1. Foul ball off the left side to the Reinhardt dugout. Count 2-2, no outs, runners on first and second.
And it's a staggering number, 12 runs, but you absolutely still have a chance. There's more innings to work with. There's 4 innings left in this game. You have to try your best to just steadily keep chipping away at it.
And the way that the Bluefield Rams have been hitting the ball all day long, they have a chance to continue to hit the ball just like that and to be able to chip away at this lead. Medley with a strikeout, first out of this inning here. Aristi, your third baseman, up to bat now.
And how about the way that Ben Medley's been pitching on the mound for Reinhardt? This has been absolutely the best version of him that we've seen in this game. This is the Ben Medley that you feel can be that legitimate third guy behind Herbert and Galvez to give you a solid 3-man group of starters going into the conference tournament and the national tournament as well, against a very potent lineup in Bluefield. So the kind of lineup that you would see as the season goes on.
Line drive up the middle from Aristi. Will score runner from second. And there that is right there. The way that they have the ability to chip away. Go ahead and start it off right. You got 1 out. The top of your lineup coming up to bat.
Just give yourself a chance. That's the most that you can ask for. Just give yourself a chance. You don't want to, again, put yourself in a situation where mentally you're out of it. You don't want to get to that point. You want to try to continue to fight and give yourself chances.
And this is where you get the opportunity to build that confidence here. You got 3 back-to-back base hits. Able to score 1 run here. You got Torres, your catcher, coming up to bat. Coach Burton, after 4 innings and giving up 1 run and giving up a few base hits, he's going to take his first visit to the mound. We'll be right back. We're back after a quick visit from Coach Burton of the Reinhardt Eagles to Ben Medley. It seemed to be just a confidence booster, just a quick visit to see how he's feeling, to be able to calm him down after giving up just a few base hits here. Count 1-1, 1 out. Line drive. Prophet going to grab that at first or at second base. And a nice double play from Prophet and Allen. The line drive to Prophet to the throw to second to get the third out of the inning. Reinhardt 12, Bluefield 1. We'll be back to start the bottom of the 4th and to see how Reinhardt continues to build on this lead. Up to bat, Nash Kroll to kick off the bottom of the fourth. Reinhardt 12, Bluefield 1. Pop fly in the right field from Kroll, and that kind of that danger area that we talk about. It's going to be gathered by your right fielder. Out number 1.
And as much as Bluefield wants to try to get themselves back into the game, and they need to be able to stymie this potent attack for Reinhardt, at the same part of that, you got to look at Reinhardt, and they want to continue to pour it on. That's what they want to do. They want to continue to pour it on, continue to make things difficult for this team.
Absolutely. Marcel Allen coming to bat. One of your utility guys, middle infielder, a really good hitter at the plate, right-handed or left-handed. You really want to see Reinhardt continue to build on this lead going in, especially as you're building up into the last week, next week with CIU, and then going into the first week of May, going into the tournament. Max Sidler, your pitcher. This will be his 5th appearance, sporting a 2.08 ERA.
So the best ERA we've seen from them this weekend. So maybe he's a guy that can come in and really slow Reinhardt down.
Big swing from Marcel Allen. Filled up the count. Foul off the left side. Count still full.
No, he's good too. He just doesn't know how to throw.
Ground ball to your second baseman there from Marcel Allen. Will be out number 2.
That brings up the center fielder, number 1. 2 out. Rooker.
This is the kind of inning that Bluefield needed. This is the kind of inning that they needed to try to get things back on track for them. It was really off the rails after the first 3. So even if it doesn't seem like much, this is just what they need to try to get some momentum on their side.
You do like to see that Reinhardt is still putting the ball in play, though. Even though they're swinging, they're putting the ball in play, they're hitting it right to them. They are still being able to put the ball in play, and that's what you got to do because good things happen when you put the ball in play.
And there's a huge difference between playing and hoping to win, hoping to hold on, as opposed to playing to win, making it happen, doing what you need to do. And we're seeing Reinhardt do more of the latter instead of the former. They're playing and they're trying to take this win.
Jamel Rooker there, 2-2 on the day with that line drive in the right field.
Now looking for the base hit. That brings up the second baseman, number 2, Jacob Prophet.
Second baseman coming here, Jacob Prophet here. Jacob Prophet, who kicked off that big run in the second. Gonna put the ball in play through the 5-6 hole. Gonna move Jamel Rooker over to second. Prophet, base hit for him. Reinhardt now with 12 runs, 11 total hits. They will put it there. They're putting the ball in play, and just chipping away and just play. We call it the small ball. Putting the ball in play, moving runners over, and just scoring one at a time and just keep it going from there.
And they have this level of offensive production. We're not even through 4 innings yet. It's incredible. Now, this is a bit of other news in NAIA baseball. Southeastern just secured their 5th consecutive Sun Conference regular season title So the number 1 ranked team in the country taking care of business in their conference, and that just adds on to how impressive it was that Reinhardt was able to get that series victory over Southeastern, a team, again, 5 consecutive regular season conference titles.
Absolutely. You always want to build on that, like, especially build on that, how big of an opportunity that was for Reinhardt. It solidified them as one of the best teams in this country. Being able to take down someone like Southeastern, who has consecutively been one of the best teams in the country, ranked number 1 this year. Dylan Martin there, going to take ball 4 there. Bases loaded. And look who's coming up to bat.
None other than Jared Burney. I mean, 3 for 3 on the day. But these are the kind of matchups and the kind of series that really solidify yourself as one of the best teams in the country. Not saying it's easy to play against great teams, but naturally you're up for those games, right? You're going to try your best, play at your best, prepare the best way that you know how, and then try to put your best foot forward. But once you are able to get over that hump and be able to knock off such a great team like Southeastern, you have to be able to take care of business in series like these against teams like Bluefield, as well as Bluefield played in that previous game. On paper, these are the kind of series that Reinhardt needs to be able to take care of business and really show that there is a clear gap between them and other teams in the country.
Absolutely, and you don't want to play. And Bluefield has played amazing this whole series. When you're riding as high as Reinhardt is, and you have the confidence that Reinhardt has right now, you don't want to play down to a separate level. You still want to play at the level that you know how to play at, that you have solidified yourself as one of the best teams in the country. That is a shot from Jarrett Burney right there over the big left field wall. It is a grand slam home run for Jarrett Burney. And oh my gosh, the day he has had. 3 for 3 before this. Now he solidifies a grand slam home run. Going to take 4 runs for the board. Reinhardt University goes up 16-1 over the Bluefield Rams.
A grand salami from Jared Burney, and he's pointing towards the crowd. His family's in the stands. They're at this game as well. Just a nice moment there. Jared Burney doing it in front of the home crowd one last time.
Not only that, this is senior day, Jared Burney's last time on Ken White Field, and the day he has had, you couldn't ask for anything better. Now, if you're Tucker doing it right now, and you got to follow that, man, what are you thinking right now?
How can I one-up him?
Two strikes here, 2 outs. You really want to be able to get out of this inning right now. Tucker's doing it with a shot to right field. That's gone.
How can I one-up him? How can I one-up him?
This duo has been incredible all day. And you got Jared Burney, grand slam home run with 2 outs. Tucker's doing it coming right behind him with a solo. These two has accounted for too many to count RBIs today. Too many. I can't even remember how many hits they combined together for. But that is what you want to see out of Reinhardt University there.
And for long stretches of this series, they've really carried Reinhardt offensively, so it's nice to see them, and very poetic to see them go back-to-back with home runs there. And right now, I mean, this has just gotten all the way away from Bluefield, down by 16 runs. And those 2 home runs coming with 2 outs on the board as well, so a few different chances to get out of the inning from Sindler, and just has been unable to do so.
That is 2 innings now where it was in the second inning when they put up 7, and now in the 4th inning, the bottom of the 4th, putting up 5. Both innings, the runs came from having 2 outs on the board.
And anytime that you get to that point, whether it's 2 strikes or 2 outs, you have to be able to finish the deal. You have to be able to close that person or close that team out. Because if you let them hang around, especially a group as talented as Reinhardt, if you let them hang around long enough, they're going to be able to make something happen. And Reinhardt is just taking full advantage of the opening that they've seen on multiple occasions in this game.
Richard Casco there going to take ball 4 and take his spot on first base with Adrian Vargas coming up to bat for the Reinhardt Eagles. Bluefield going to take another mound visit while we take a quick break while they take that visit. And we'll be right back. Resuming play here in the bottom of the 4th. Noah Bertner, your sophomore right-hander, on his 19th appearance with an 11 flat ERA. Hoping to come here and to conceal the bleeding that is going on here in the bottom of the 4th. Reinhardt up 17-1. Count 1-1. Adrian Vargas at the plate, 2 outs. Richard Castro previously walked, currently standing on first. Ball 2 in the dirt.
And you just can't give Reinhardt anything else to feel comfortable about, anything else to feel good about. Already up by 16 runs, you have to try to do what you can do in order to give yourself any semblance of a chance.
This game continues to seem a little out of reach, down by 16 with 3 innings left to play.
Crazier things have happened, but as Reinhardt just continues to tack them on, you're right, it just starts to seem out of reach.
High infield pop fly there. Dalton, your second baseman, will finish off the 4th inning there as we'll be right back to start the 5th inning and see if Bluefield can chip away at this lead that Reinhardt has put up. And we're back here at the top of the 5th. Guerrera, your right fielder. The big swing there. Foul tipped, caught by Dylan Martin. Will be strike one. Ben Medley, heck of a game so far. Ball one, count 1-1.
And as a pitcher, I mean, do you almost get too much rest when your offense is playing as well as Reinhardt has in this one?
It definitely can happen. You definitely feel how hot you get during, in the first couple innings. But you got Reinhardt putting that 7, that 2, that 5, and putting a lot of runs together. You got to find a way to keep your arm warm, especially while you're sitting in that dugout. Tucker Zadunik will take out number 1 of the 5th inning. Ball put in play by Medlock, your center fielder. Jared Burney continuously making routine plays. Looks so easy. And we'll take out number 2 of the 5th.
Number 21, Isaac.
Strike one there from Medley. 2 outs.
And again, I can't stress it enough, this is about as well as I've seen Ben Medley pitch throughout this year, and he's had some stellar outings this season. But the situation late in the season, going up against such a potent offensive group, and he's only given up 1 earned run, 3 total hits in this game so far, and he's done it very efficiently with 50 pitches entering this inning. So a lot of kudos to the way that Ben Medley has performed on the mound in this game for Reinhardt, and they're going to need more of that if they're going to be as successful as they want to be at the downstretch of this season.
Strike 2 there, 2-2. And to build on that, absolutely, if you're Coach Burton right now, the confidence you have right now in Ben Medley, especially going in as late as it is in this season, you really trust that Ben Medley is going to get it done. It's a shot into right center. Tucker Zadunik on the warning track. We'll take out number 3. 2 routine outs from Tucker Zadunik there. And we'll see what Reinhardt University does as they come to the plate again after putting up 17 runs in 4 innings. Back at it. Bottom of the 5th, Nash Kroll. Great day for him at the plate. We'll take strike 1, count 0-1. High ball there. Low pitch there, count 2-0, 2-1.
First up.
Fouled off to the left side from Marcelo Allen. Count 0-1, 1 out. Reinhardt Eagles still lead 17-1.
Right now, if you're the new guy on the mound for Bluefield, you want to just try to handle your business, do what you can do, and the most you can do is try to hold this lineup at bay from this point forward. And then let the chips fall where they may, but just give yourself a chance, stay within the fight, and of course that is absolutely not what you wanted to
Marcelo
happen.
Allen, the speedster, helmet flying off. Will take a triple down the right field line.
And he made that look really easy.
Stand-up triple for him. Then a big flex to his dugout. Love the confidence coming off Allen today. Jamel Rookard, great day for him as well.
Yep.
Strike there from Bertner. Count 2-1. Still 1 out. Jamel Rookard at the plate. Marcelo Allen standing up on third. It's a beautiful day here in Waleska, Georgia.
Absolutely. You said earlier in the broadcast, just the view so picturesque. place to be during the springtime. Not too hot, not too cold. And starting to see these trees starting to sprout these beautiful evergreen scenes. It's just a very great place to be during this time of year. Of course, unless you're a member of the Bluefield Rams.
Currently down 17-1 after already 2 games down in this 3-game series. Go to the Reinhardt schedule, see and talk about what they can expect going forward. Shot into left field. Jamel Rookard. Marcio. To left field, Marcel Allen is going to score and tag up from third base. Reinhardt Eagles now leading 18-1 with Jacob Prophet at the plate. 2 outs, count 1-0. Jacob Prophet going to duck out the way of that one. Count 2-0.
No problem.
Inside pitch from Bertner will be called ball 3. Hitters count here for Jacob Prophet at the plate. You really want to see something on a silver platter there. And that's exactly what he wanted. We'll take his base, ball 4 for Prophet. And we will be back to Dylan Martin, your backstop, your catcher. Great day for him so far as well, being able to put the ball in play. Fouled off by Martin. Count 0-2 with 2 outs. Jacob Prophet standing on first. Outside pitch there from Bertner. Will be ball 1, count 1-2. Bertner trying to paint that outside corner there. Umpire not giving him any help there. Count 2-2. Bertner started out ahead in the count. Now is falling a little short here. Count 2-2. Foul ball there from Martin. Burtner continually trying to paint that outside corner. Just a little too far outside for the umpire's taste. Filled up count here. Dylan Martin will ball 4 there for Dylan Martin. Will take his base. Jacob Profit now in scoring position from second. Dylan Martin on first. Sam Kilgore will be your designated runner for Dylan Martin. And the Bluefield University Rams head coach will take a mound visit. We will be right back. Resuming play here after a quick mound visit from the head coach from Bluefield University, which we thought would be a mound visit to our pitcher, which ended up being a mound visit to speak with the umpires about what we can make assumptions here. But Jared Burney, big star for today, back up at the plate here. Ground ball to the second baseman. Jared Burney standing up on first base.
And that's just yet another error that Bluefield makes in the field. I mean, just defensively, they've had too many mistakes to be able to recover from. Yet another error. Again, when you're playing against a team that is as talented as Reinhardt, the last thing that you can do is help them. And that's exactly what Bluefield has done, not just in this game, but today and also this series as well.
Lance Dockery going to come in for Tucker Zadunik. Reinhardt University up 18-1. Bases loaded for Lance Dockery. Fouled off left side to the Reinhardt dugout. Count 0-2 for Dockery. 2 outs, bases loaded. Situations like this, no matter the score is, you definitely want to be able to put the ball in play and give yourself a chance to move runners over and still be able to score runs, even though this game seems to be getting a little out of hand.
And on both sides, it's about building good habits, right? It's about trying to establish playing the right way, especially with the most important games of the season coming up on the horizon. So you want to put yourself in a good place and build those type of habits, because those are going to be the things that you lean back on in moments of desperation, in moments of all or nothing. You're going to fall back to those habits that you built for yourself.
right now, if you're Coach Burton, this is a great opportunity to throw Lance Dockery out there and see if you can help build him some confidence going into the next 2 weeks.
And that's exactly right, especially when you know what he's capable of. Again, a guy who last season was so much improved from the year before at the plate, and we've seen him have these incredible moments throughout this year as well. So when he's at his best, this is a team that may be virtually unbeatable when it comes to their offensive production.
And Lance Dockery is one of those guys that you got to have on the board. You got to be able to use him and use his ability. And like you said, you see those spurts throughout the season. Can you build confidence in Lance Dockery to where those spurts become so consistent in these last few weeks when it truly matters? Lance Dockery able to put the ball in play there. You'd love to see it. Reinhardt University up 18-1. Lance Dockery will move to right field to take the spot of Tucker Zadunik. And we'll be right back to start the top of the 6th inning. Reinhardt 18, Bluefield 1. Stout is now pitching for the Reinhardt Eagles. Ben Medley, heck of a game so far. Pitched 5 total innings.
Number 10, Cole.
Vega, your shortstop, to lead off the inning. A nice little base hit up the middle. We'll take first base. Marcelo Allen, Jacob Prophet, able to get the lead runner out at second base. Little fielder's choice action. Still puts a runner on first, 1 out. Medina, your first base. Heck of a day for him. Two home runs in the first game. A couple base hits so far in this game.
But that play was another example of trying to build good habits right there. Doing what you can to get the lead runner out.
Medina, another home run for Medina on the day. A 2-run home run, be his third 2-run home run of the day. Heck of a day for Medina, especially in this situation they're in right now. still able to chip away just a little bit.
And he has not been the reason why they find themselves on the wrong side of this lead. Medina has done his part on more than one occasion. In every game of this series, he stepped up big and really been a consistent member of the lineup for the Rams. So he's doing everything he can do. It's just unfortunate for him that he hasn't had a whole lot of help. Still just on the mound the way that Reinhardt has played throughout this game. You want to try to finish this thing strong. You don't want to lax. You don't want to trail off towards the end. You've been dominant throughout this game. You want to finish the same way that you started, with a certain level of dominance.
Jim Robinson right there, your senior infielder. That was his second at bat the whole season. He's had one at bat. He's played one game. He struck out one time. That will conclude his second strikeout on his second at bat the entire season. But when you're playing behind a guy like Medina, can you really expect it?
Not really. I mean, but those are the kind of moves that become interesting when you talk about the decisions that coaches make in games like these. Even on both sides of the ledger, you talk about putting guys in for confidence. We saw it with Coach Burton going with Lance Dockery in this game, trying to get him going with the postseason around the corner. And then also Bluefield giving a few at-bats to a guy who hasn't had a whole lot of live reps throughout this season.
Absolutely. But you always want to try to find somebody to spark that momentum, to spark that big inning that you're looking forward to. And that's Aristide right there with a nice hard ground ball through the 5-6 hole into left field.
Bluefield, the catcher. Number 12, throw it.
Foul tip from Torres there. Count now 0-2, 2 outs. Strike 3 from Torres there. Matty Maurer now substituted as your first baseman. Reinhardt 18, Bluefield 3. We're now 6 outs away from concluding this senior day for Reinhardt University. Heck of a day from all of our seniors: Tucker Zadunik, Nash Kroll, Jared Burney, Jacob Profit, Dylan Lewis. All these guys within a phenomenal day. Currently sitting 18-3 over your Bluefield Rams in this 3-game series. We'll be right back to conclude the 6th inning.
I've been getting fly all my life.
Resuming the bottom of the sixth inning, Richard Castro, your middle infielder, back up to the plate for Reinhardt University. Big swing from him. Pop out right side foul over the Bluefield dugout into the evergreens.
But looking ahead to what Reinhardt has coming up, they have a matchup on the road at Cumberland in Tennessee, a Cumberland team that they dropped a game earlier this year on Valentine's Day to 11-7, a game that occurred really before Reinhardt started getting going as a team and before they found themselves and found the group that they are. So that's a one-off non-conference contest. But, of course, the big thing that's happening for them next week is that series on the road at Columbia International in South Carolina. That's going to be their final conference series of the season. And it's important because of the way that Tennessee Wesleyan is trending. It seems like they're going to handle their business and finish off St. Andrews in a sweep for this week's series for them. So Reinhardt, all they have to do in that series against CIU is win one of those three games to finish as the regular season conference champs.
And you really need, especially to build confidence going into the series tournament, into the conference tournament, you have to be able to finish off a team like CIU to go into the AAC tournament in Kingsport, Tennessee.
And CIU is a team that struggled throughout this year. They have a 17-26 record. They haven't been one of the better teams in the conference. So, yeah, you have to be able to win series like that. You have to be able to take care of business against teams like that. Of course, you only need to win one game in that series to finish with a conference regular season championship, but you don't want to just have one win in that series. You don't want to go 1-2 up there in Columbia. You want to play your best ball again down the stretch of this season because it's about to matter a whole lot the way that you're playing. You can't afford to sleepwalk your way into the conference tournament and then put yourself behind the eight ball going into the national tournament as well.
Absolutely, and that's, I always speak on the confidence going into things and the ability that Reinhardt University has going into that tournament, into that three-game series with CIU has to be taken care of, and it can't be taken lightly. Like the first game today, the game was won, but games that close you can't have going into a series like CIU and then going into the AAC tournament. Games like this right here where you're able to put up runs each and every inning, you have to be able to do and continue to do along the way through from the last series to the AAC tournament on into the national series. Maddie Maurer currently playing first base for Reinhardt. Played catcher in our very first game. Richard Castro, line drive up the middle, currently standing on first. 2-2 count, 1 out. Line drive into right field from Maddie Maurer. The ball gets behind the right fielder, going to be picked up by the center fielder. Maddie Maurer is rounding second, on the way to third. A bad throw from the second baseman. Maddie Maurer slides into third. Richard Castro scores. Reinhardt 19, Bluefield 3.
So a play that ends up becoming an RBI triple and then turns out to be an inside the park home run from Maddie Maurer as he gets brought home as well. Just
from a dead ball, the ball bounced into the dugout, the Reinhardt dugout.
Just everything going Reinhardt's way right now.
And you love to see it. And you love to see it, especially on a day like today. It's senior day. You have all these seniors that are so excited to be able to finish off a stellar career here at Reinhardt University on their last time in the regular season playing at Ken White Field. And you love to see guys like Maddie Maurer, Jared Burney, Tucker Zadunik, Nash Kroll, Jacob Proffitt being able to do this here at Ken White Stadium. Big swing there from Marcio Allen. Count now 1-1.
And it's a moment you'll never forget, being able to play on your senior day, have a series that's your last series at home, and then to perform the way that they have. These are the kind of moments that stick with you forever.
Absolutely. Marcio Allen with a hit. Diving opportunity for Vega, your shortstop. Marcio Allen takes a base hit from that, standing up on first base. Jamel Rooker just walking to the plate, smiling because of the day that he's had and the day that his team has had.
Jamel Rooker, 2 for 2 in this game. He's been sensational throughout.
A shot into left center from Jamel Rooker. Marcio Allen going to stand up on third base. A stand-up double for Jamel Rooker. Marcio Allen wanted home plate so bad. Going to be stopped in his tracks. 1 out. Jacob Proffick up to the plate now.
There's up the second baseman, number 2, Jacob.
Rooker's 3 for 3 in this game. And even when you just need 2 outs to be able to prompt the changing of sides, Bluefield has struggled doing that in this game. Another gap shot as well.
Little 5-6 hole hard ground ball from Jacob Proffitt. Scores Marcio Allen from third.
Desperately just need to do anything you can to try to end this inning.
Dylan Martin going to take ball 4 there. Sam Kilgore.
Catch it. New batter for the Eagles, number 31, Sam Kilgore.
And this is another rare sight that we see Sam Kilgore coming up to the plate. This is going to be just his 4th at-bat of the year. He's gotten plenty of reps as a base runner. He's come in as a pinch runner on numerous occasions for the Eagles. Coach Burton has trusted him in those situations. Hasn't had a whole lot of chances at the plate, but we're going to see that change here. Sam Kilgore still searching for his first hit of the season.
28, Talamimo.
Kilgore looking for his first hit of the season here. Takes a hack at that one. It goes foul. Now behind on the count 1-2. Bases are loaded for the Eagles. Also a chance to drive in his second RBI of the year, rather. And that one strikes Kilgore in the back, so he'll easily make his way to first base. Another run scores for the Eagles. It is now 22-3.
Reinhardt University up 22-3. Bluefield University will take another pitching change at the bottom of the 6th inning.
Number 17.
Richard Castro, big hit into center field. Morning track power. Sam Kilgore will tag up from second. Will Underwood will tag up from third.
A 20-run advantage. 21-run advantage.
Line drive there from Vargas. Will score Sam Kilgore from third. Score now 25-3. Your Reinhardt Eagles. Matty Maurer, your first baseman, coming up to bat for the Reinhardt Eagles.
"25 runs and 20 hits." I mean, just staggering.
Matty Maurer fouled off to the right side, count 2-2. Maddie Maurer continually fouling the ball off, taking this pitcher deep in the count. A new pitcher for Bluefield University. Maddie Maurer ground out. Bluefield able to get out of this inning. The top of the 7th underway. A great day for Reinhardt University as they atop Bluefield University right now at the top of the 7th. 3 outs away of concluding this game in this 3-game series. 25-3, your Reinhardt Eagles. If you have been with us this whole time, I do appreciate you for continuing your support. It's a great day to be an Eagle. We love our seniors. Senior day here at Kim White Field. We'll be back to kick off the top of the 7th. 3 outs away.
So now here in the top of the 7th inning, 3 outs away from this game meeting its conclusion, and we've just seen an absolute beating taking place at the hands of the Reinhardt Eagles. They have been all over Bluefield in this one. Ben Medley remains on the mound. He's going to be given a chance to finish this one out, and deservedly so with the way that he's played throughout this game, the way that he's pitched from the mound. One of his better outings of the season, going up against a team that coming into this game, one of the more potent offenses in the Appalachian Athletic Conference, a group that sports a batting average of over 320 as a team. So pardon, it's not Ben Medley on the mound. It is number 27, Hunter Paulson. Paulson, the junior lefty, making his 13th appearance of the season, his 10th in relief. So he gets the ball with the chance to secure the victory. Playoffs so close. Again, you want to just try to build good habits, want to try to get as many players aligned on the right track as you can as Hunter Paulson gets out number 1. And Paulson is a guy who we've seen Coach Burton go to on some occasions throughout this year. He's not afraid to go to Paulson in big moments. So he's going to be a guy that he's going to need in the right frame of mind and with some momentum as this season continues and as the calendar flips from April to May. Medlock, the outfielder, is at the plate for Bluefield. Takes a hack at that one and it goes foul. But again, just far from the ideal way that Bluefield saw this game going, especially after the way that they conducted themselves in the first matchup of this doubleheader. And they went down 8-3 against Reinhardt. They rallied and found a way to tie it up at 8-8. Reinhardt answered with a big-time play, that 2-run homer from Tucker Zadunik to take a 10-8 lead. Bluefield responded with a 2-run shot of their own in the top of the 9th inning. It was 10-10, forcing that game to go into extra innings before Reinhardt was able to score by way of that RBI double from Nash Kroll. Swing and miss from Medlock. Strike number 3 and out number 2 here in the top of the 7th inning. So that was definitely one of the better games of the season that we witnessed in the first matchup of this doubleheader. In game number 2 of the doubleheader, game number 3 of the series, it has been anything but that. It has been complete and total domination at the hands of the Reinhardt Eagles. Again, unfortunate for Bluefield with the way that they performed in the second game of this series, the first game of this doubleheader, for this to be the way that they go out. Also, on the flip side, if you're a fan of Reinhardt, you have to feel happy about the way this team is trending going into the playoffs. So Bicyker fouls it off, stays alive. The Rams down to their final strike of the game. Paulson a chance to slam the door shut here in need of just one more strike to give Reinhardt their 31st win of the year. Count now 1-2. That pitch outside and off the plate for ball number 2. Bicyker fouls this one off. Full count here, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bicyker stays alive, fouls that one off. And pitches off the plate and Bicyker is walked. He makes his way to first.
Shortstop. Number 15, Vega.
Vega, the infielder, now at the plate for the Bluefield Rams. Fouls this one off, now behind on the count 0-1. Tennessee Wesleyan, the team that is currently trailing Reinhardt in the Appalachian Athletic Conference standings, finished a 3-game sweep of St. Andrews moments ago, winning their last game of that series 4-2. So they are still 2 games behind Reinhardt for the regular season crown. Of course, that's assuming that Reinhardt is able to wrap things up here against Bluefield. Vega takes a hack at that one and fouls it off. Full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Vega trying to keep the game going here. Paulson looking to slam the door shut and end it. A grounder. Allen bobbles it, makes the throw to first, and Vega is safe. So Allen could not safely corral that ground ball. Kind of took an awkward roll and escaped his glove. He was not able to secure it. The throw to Maurer was not in time at first, and this game will continue. That one clipped by Cole and fouled off. A grounder goes into the gap, takes an awkward hop. 1 run will score for Bluefield. It is now 25-4 in favor of the home team.
First baseman, number 27, Medina.
So the Rams, no quitting them. They're continuing to fight. Have to give a lot of credit to them, showing some pride here in the 7th. And Medina, a guy who has been very effective at the plate throughout this weekend, is back for Bluefield, hoping to help them keep their momentum going. So now both runners will advance for the Rams and now have 2 guys in scoring position, a man on second and a man on third. Cole is at second, Vega's at third, Medina is at the plate. Count is 1-0. And a strike there from Paulson. Count is now 1-2. And yet again, Paulson just 1 strike away from ending this matchup between the Rams and the 8th-ranked Eagles. That pitch a bit low for ball number 2. Swing and miss from Medina and strike 3, and that will finish the ball game. The Reinhardt Eagles, a dominant showing against the Bluefield Rams. They take the win 25-4. Eagles now just 1 win away from securing their first Appalachian Athletic Conference regular season title under Coach Burton.